podcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is season 6, episode 15, episode number 240. We inch closer to 250.
That's a lot.
I know.
I don't even know what else to say about it other than that. It's just a lot of episodes.
Yes.
That is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 10 weeks. That's... Let's see. Do we have 10 weeks until Christmas time?
I don't even know.
I know, right? 1, 2, 3,
Probably.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
October.
Okay, so we may or may not hit 10 weeks by the time we finish this. We'll see. It doesn't matter. Anyway, how's it going? Shandy, have you recovered from this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. It's a little bit tired, like at the end of the day today, because yesterday I traveled for a very long time. Longer than I should need to get back from Raleigh, but I also think I did a better job of like pacing myself this year. It was like my first Raleigh experience was like, you know, a lot more shy and like overwhelmed by meeting everyone. Second one was like, you know, you swing a little bit too far in the other direction, where Saturday night was really, really fun, but also insane. And then this time I think it was like kind of just right. Like I was able to, I never really felt, you know, I never had a Game of Thrones moment where I felt...
You had nothing to say to the god of tequila.
Exactly. Because I only had half a shot.
There you go.
So, there you go.
It's very Goldilocks of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only hard liquor that I had was in a brunch, basically.
Oh.
Fucking delicious Bloody Marys.
Hey, that's a good way. If you're going to pick one hard liquor... I feel like you made a right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, it's served with bacon at first watch, so...
Yeah. You're like...
In a delightful little bottle that you pour into your own glass.
Yeah. You were like Goldilocks in the 3 meetups. Too shy, too drunk, just right with bacon.
Just right.
Yep. So I think tonight will be another early night, but I mean, other than that, I'm like pretty good to go. And like I've always said, the only reason that I can sort of like fully function through a Raleigh weekend anyway is because of the jet lag. I just kind of never like adopt the new time zone. So like going to bed at 3 is possible for me because it's really like going to bed at midnight.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that makes total sense.
You're going forward and not backward.
But it was a fun weekend overall. We will definitely talk a little bit more about it in a second. Because I think that even though we had a smaller crowd, it was so fantastic to see everybody again. And it was really nice. And I don't know, some firsts happened this weekend. Hopefully not some lasts. Couple of firsts, which we could talk about in a second. But yeah, no, it was a good time. The live show is out, completely unedited and raw.
All of those things.
All the things.
It's raw and roar.
At the same time.
We
had fun, though, so that's out on the feed. Check that out. Jay did a great job being our producer / DJ, where I didn't feel like I had to go through and take out, like, long pauses. Yeah, just a couple of copyright claims, but who cares? So.
Come on, friends.
Exactly. But anyway, Amanda, how was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
So, I think I mentioned on the live show, but for those who didn't listen for whatever reason, go back. It's fun. We had a good time. But Daniel's family was in town visiting. So his parents and his brother and his brother's wife and his 2 kids, who we haven't seen since pre-pandemic. So they had obviously hadn't met Eden, but like we also hadn't seen them in almost 2 years. And they're 10 years old. So like,
wow, that's
we missed a fair, amount of time. So
wait, they're 10 years old. Are they twins?
Yeah.
They are twins.
Yeah.
So they also have the same birthday as each other?
They also have the same birthday as each other. Yes.
Oh my God, I love that. I love it so much.
There's lots of shared birthdays.
Apparently.
in that family.
Wow.
But yeah, so it was really, really great to just, we didn't really even do anything all that miraculous other than just like hang out. And it was just really, really nice to see them. And they were able to get, they rented this house that's literally down the street from our apartment building. So our neighborhood in Brooklyn has all these big historic Victorian homes that are just beautiful. And it's like been my lifelong dream I've lived in the neighborhood for like 5 years. So it's been my 5-year long dream to go in one of these houses and see what it looks like inside. So it was pretty great. That was like a cherry on top.
Nice.
To get to spend time in this big house with this beautiful backyard just down the block from our house and pretend that we lived there for a couple of days.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. We went to see Patton Oswalt
cool.
at the King's Theater, which is right around the corner. So that was pretty fun. That was like probably the big exciting like thing we did going out of the house. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, everybody got to meet the baby, and it was very nice. I missed all of you, obviously. So it was really kind of a bummer that both of those things fell on the same weekend. But
But that's life.
We missed you too.
Yeah, that's life.
We missed you too, though. We really did. Next year, in 6 months.
Exactly. Which will also be here before we know it.
You'll have a 1-year-old. You'll have a 13-month-old by the time we meet up next.
I know. Today is her 6th month birthday.
Wow.
I know. It really knocked me for a loop. Today has been like
a very merry half birthday.
Yeah,
I know.
Very half birthday. Yeah.
That's crazy, actually. Man, time is
we've been doing
crazy.
this thing for half a year already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tomorrow she'll officially be closer to a year old than being born.
That's what I say the day after every half birthday. You're closer to 3 than you were to 2. You're closer to 8 than you were to 7. Thankfully, we're still closer to 7 than 8. But still, yeah.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It is, truly. Yeah.
Wow.
And you can't even remember life before her.
I mean, I can.
Oh, really?
I can.
Okay.
I mean, Facebook always tells you what you were doing on this day. X
Okay, that's
amount of
a
years
fantastic point. They did not have that feature.
But it's like this weird sort of, it feels, it was your life in the past, but it's also, I think I feel that way about like so many like big events in your life. I think about like, yeah, I lived all this life before Daniel came into my life, but now it's like kind of hard to remember like my life, like when he wasn't in my life. And
Yeah.
I would imagine you guys probably, have similar thoughts on the matter, but it's
Yeah. Well, that's why we called it the bummer summer, because it seemed like everything that was like pre-kids, Jay and Colleen, were like dying out.
ooh, yeah, that's heavy.
Zoe, the car.
One of those things is sadder than the other, but both very sad.
Both were actually very sad. We worked our asses off. We had a goal to pay that car off in a year. We paid it off in a year and 17 days, and we worked our asses off. So I was real bummed when that car died, because that was like the first thing that we really like, I don't know, put our heads together. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, did together.
if we're gonna get this car, and we're gonna pay it off quickly. Yeah, but good times.
Yeah. Well, enough about me. Tell me about the weekend, guys.
All right. Before we get into the weekend, let me make a quick announcement that next week is the Halloween movie episode. The day that this is being released, October 15th, if you could send us any Halloween movie suggestions that you have by today, or if you're listening to this, I don't know, tomorrow/now, send away. We just need the weekend to be able to watch more movies. I watched Hocus Pocus finally. We also, Shandy and I and a group here in Raleigh watched the Muppet Haunted Mansion movie. I believe that's on Amanda's list. It's a quick, like, less than an hour watch. I don't know. We need some more suggestions. We've gotten suggestions. I'm gonna, try to watch as many as I can.
I thought of some suggestions, but it's like stuff that everyone's probably already seen. It's just because it's like movies I really like. But I was thinking of the Addams Family, and especially the Addams Family Values.
We actually Jay just rewatched randomly the Addams Family Values a couple of weeks ago, like within the last month or 6 weeks. So that's so funny you say that. That's the one with Joan Cusack, right? Yes.
Where they have the baby, right? They have the baby in Addams Family Values. Is that? Oh, it's the one where they go to summer camp. Mm-hmm. Is that one?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Addams
Okay.
Family.
So I know I've seen it, but clearly I don't remember it. So I feel like
Yeah, Joan Cusack's in the Addams Family Values. Okay. So yeah, that is the one that I've rewatched. Okay, I could talk about that too. I don't know. I feel like everybody's seen Hocus Pocus, and I'm going to talk about it.
True.
So
I think it's a better conversation if we've all seen at least a couple. Mm-hmm.
Like same with the Christmas movies. Not all of us watched all of the. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had like enough connectivity that we could have a discussion instead of just give each other like a book report on the movies we watched.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely any last minute suggestions, send them in. And of course, we'll coordinate to try to watch, at least 3 each. Can we commit to 3 or 4 each? A lot of the ones on that list I sent you are all shorter.
Yeah.
That Etsy list.
Where was it sent?
Text message, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a big
Go
deal.
back and look.
It's not a big deal. But yeah, we'll try to watch, I don't know. I hope if you guys have time, I don't have Ted Lasso anymore on Friday night. So I've got plenty of time all over again, which we're definitely 100% going to talk about Ted Lasso tonight. Especially because all 3 of us have seen the finale now. Shandy, you're
45 minutes ago.
Yeah, I've watched it twice out of 45 minutes as of 45 minutes ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. Well, we'll do it in its own little compact discussion, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can skip ahead. But good times. Yeah, so the Broadcasters 3 or Facebook or whatever, I don't know, hit us up with any last Halloween movie suggestions that you feel we should watch. Seriously, if there's a Halloween Prince, we will drop everything and watch it.
Yeah, no, full on.
Mm-hmm. And if Vanessa Hudgens does a terrible, shitty Halloween movie, we will drop everything and watch that too.
We need to see that movie.
Mm-hmm. I will sneak that on my phone at work. I have Wi-Fi at my office. I will put my phone up against my computer screen and just stream it out of the corner of my eye if I have to.
The pumpkin switch.
Yeah, I'll still know what's going on. It's okay. Yeah, why don't they have, like, instead of the Christmas Prince, the Halloween Witch or something? Hey, bonus points for you guys if you watch the Olsen twins Halloween movie. Double, Double, Toil and Trouble. Do you remember that movie?
I can't say that I do.
Nope.
Dude.
Looking it up now.
You should watch it, and if they have the Who Stole the Great Hope Diamond, blah, blah, ba da da da, that song. Please tell me you remember it at this point. Where is Amelia Earhart? What's in my brother's dresser drawers? The mysteries of... I have played this song on the podcast!
I was going to say,
something like that.
I do not remember the movie, but I do remember you singing.
No, I'm not playing it again. Refer back to... This is like a once-a-season running gag now where I have to play the Building a Mystery song.
Where can one find old Olsen twin movies?
I don't know. Because it has Cloris Leachman.
Wait, Hulu subscription.
Okay.
Double Double Toil and Trouble 1993. Olsen twins. Cloris Leachman is in it. Oh, Eric McCormick's in it? Interesting.
Oh.
That was pre-Will and Grace, 93. I don't know. You don't have to watch it, but total super points if you do. They did so many movies back then, and I saw all of them. All right, sorry. Woo, focus, Colleen, focus. So yeah, Halloween movies, we will record it on October 19th, and then join us live for our show over Zoom on October 26th. Please come in costume. I don't know what I'm going to be, so this is all very troublesome to me. Mm-hmm. So.
You and me both.
Yeah, I know. I'll figure it out. Oh, I had my second run-in with Yellow Jackets today. I got attacked. I have 7 new stings. Jay had to go out and buy, like, ointment for me because they were so bad. One was on my butt, and it was so swollen, and the skin was hard that, like, it was hurting to sit.
What happened?
When was the first incident?
So the first incident was when I did the tunnels with my friends. We went geocaching in the tunnels, and yeah, somebody went into bamboo and disturbed a Yellow Jacket's nest. She didn't get stung. I got stung like 5 or 6 times. I still have a mark I actually still have a bright red mark from the very first sting, the one that hurt the most, but the rest have kind of like calmed down. And then I met up with 2 other friends to go geocaching after work today. And, because I had left, so quickly as soon as I was done, I didn't stop to pee. So I had to pee a half an hour into it. So I was like, you guys go ahead. I'm just going to go, see a man about a horse back here. And I stepped off the trail and I got maybe 10 feet in. And thank God I wasn't mid-pee. But all of a sudden I had that same thing with the stings. And this time I knew. I was like, and he just shrieked. I was like, ah! And they were like, what's the matter? And I was like, yellow jackets, bees, yellow jackets. And then I ran out of the woods and they're following me. And, they were like, oh my God. So they're trying to get off me. They're still stinging me. We think that we get it off. And they were like, raise your hand up. There was one still in my armpit. It didn't sting me though. I started to walk a little bit away and then they were still on my legs. I have 4 stings on my thigh. It is rock hard and I won't show you, but you can just see it's this big, oval square, just hard spot on my calf rather. There's the one on my butt, which I think might be 2. There was only one that hurt, but when we were rubbing the ointment on it, there were 2 bumps that were about, a quarter of an inch apart. So I was like, oh, I must have gotten stung twice and that's why it hurts. But yeah, so then I felt really bad because they were like, you okay? And I was like, I guess, it was still stinging. I was like, but I really got to pee now. And they were like, well, why don't you go over there and we'll just walk away. Don't go far into the woods. It's fine. And I started to go over and I heard the buzzing again. And I was like, no, they're still there. They're still there. So I throw my purse down at this point. I had my earbud thing in there, but I wasn't wearing them. But that, though they fly out, I was like, I don't give a shit. And I was like, no, it's still on me. Get it off me. And they were stuck in my hair because my hair was down.
Oh my God. No.
And I didn't realize it. And they didn't clearly, So then I felt really bad because as they're swatting it, it leaves me and they leave me, multiple ones. And my friend Claude gets stung through a wool sock on his ankle as he's trying to swat it away from me. And my friend Linda goes to swat one away and it stings her on the thumb. And I felt awful about it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But as I'm doing it, I'm shaking because I've got at least 7 stings and it's hurting. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they were very cool about it. But we were in a neighborhood.
Serious my girl shit.
Well, that's
yeah, seriously. You're lucky that you're not super allergic to stings.
I know.
Have been really serious.
And it's funny because now twice in 2 months. And before that, I'd ever only gotten one just regular old bee sting in my life. So I'm making up for lost time. But
oh my God.
Yeah, and it's as before I came down here, I was like, Jay, feel my calf. And it doesn't really hurt anymore because I took, medicine for it. It itches, but it doesn't really hurt, but it's radiating heat. The other, my other calf doesn't feel like that. My butt doesn't feel like that. My shoulder is okay because I got it on the shoulder too. And I got it on the inner thigh. So I was waddling back as we were done because there's my inner thigh is all swollen. But the one on my right calf, the one that has the 3 stings, it's still just radiating heat. So clearly it's just Tylenol and ointment that's keeping it from hurting right now. Anyway,
Okay, and you went off trail to pee. So did you check for ticks?
Yeah, it wasn't even really a ticky area. I would have been
fucking East Coast bugs.
No, it wasn't even really. I mean, yes, of course, I always check for ticks, but this wealthy neighborhood has its own little system of nature trails. So it's a rich people neighborhood trails built within. So I didn't think it was something that was gonna. Nobody brought first aid stuff. When we did the tunnels, we had people had first aid kits with them in their backpacks because they were prepared for accidents. You weren't prepared to walk through a house with neighborhood with $900,000 homes to have killer yellow jackets.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so wait, when did this happen?
About 5:45 tonight.
Ooh, oh it might get worse.
I know. Jay also got me some Benadryl. Kayla left a bag with one goodie left at my house. It's a sleepy time one, though. I haven't taken it, though, because I have never crossed that seal, and I'm afraid to, but maybe tonight will be the night. Jay actually went into Walgreens and asked the pharmacist, what should I... My wife has, like, really bad, like, yellow jacket stings. What should I get? So, big thank you out there to Jay, as always, for everything that he does every single day, which way outdoes how much I do for him. Like, for finding a pharmacist and being like, so, I don't think she's gonna my girl. And that's what he said to me. He was like, as he's rubbing, I was like, I'm so sorry, you've got to rub... Like, what was it? Like, not A&D ointment, but...
hydrocortisone cream?
It was like bacitracin or something. It was cortisone. It was like the hydrocortisone. As he's like rubbing it into my butt, I'm like, this is not sexy, and I'm so sorry that you have to do this for me right now. He's like, I'm just glad that this wasn't a my girl situation. I was like, me too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it was very much not, because, I only got about 7 stings versus, 700.
Oh, I mean, also, he was highly allergic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about this weekend.
In the
Yeah, and this will be good because I'm in the middle of my blog post, which I'll hopefully post before this. I just have to go through all the pictures that everybody uploaded. And by the way, people, I'm stealing your pictures from my blog, and I don't know who uploaded what, so there won't be that many photo credits. Sorry. But
I'm going to speak for everyone when I say that's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this will help me talk it through. So on let's see. Thursday night, JP and Kayla were here.
When I saw those pictures, I was like, fuck, why didn't I go an entire day early?
It's much calmer. Like, you get to sleep at a decent hour. You kind of, like, ease yourself into it.
It looked like fun, though, and I was like, I'm almost going to have fun, but I have to wait 24 hours.
I know. We had a lot of fun, and my kids were able to be there and be in, like, good moods, so that was really great. We actually if anybody listens to Survivor JJC, on last week's episode, Jay called JP. He was like, oh, JP, we don't need your J-penis, meaning N-E-S-S. But
I finished that episode today, and I was like, click. Now
yes, so we called him J-penis all weekend. But on Thursday, I forget we mentioned it, something came up, and I said to Zach, I was like, Zach, guess what JP's mom used to call him as a nickname, so you should be glad that I only call you Zachy. And he's like, what? And I was like, you called him J-penis.
Did you think it was hilarious?
Of course he thought he was hilarious. He's 7.
I think it's pretty hilarious.
I think it's pretty
And you're 37. And that's the thing, is, I don't know, maybe that's poor parenting to be like, his mom called him a penis. But, I don't know.
Nah, your kid knows the correct term. That's why they find it funny. So,
exactly.
Good on you.
I mean, at least once a day I hear, stop hurting my penis.
Oh, boys.
They beat each other up so much. It is insane. But anyway, so we had a good time on Thursday, and then on Friday it was game time. We met at Casa Carbone as always. We had the private room. And
a little more space this time in the
a lot more space. I mean, there were,
there were fewer people.
Yeah, it was us by half. So we did miss everybody, though. We did miss everybody, but thank you to Chip and Sarah for setting it up as always.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. So even though, they couldn't make it, it was really nice that they still set it up. Thank you, Sarah, especially. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was as it always is. And then we came back to the house a few minutes early, and we thought you guys would be about 10 minutes behind us. And it was like an hour later, which became a theme
Was it
of the
that
weekend.
long?
It was a while later. You guys took a long time. Like, we were waiting.
I mean, we did, to be fair, we did go and get ice cream.
We got ice cream, yeah. So they get their normal ice cream. And then we all watched the Ted Lasso finale, which we'll have to talk about. Even
Shandy, episode of Ted Lasso.
Her first ever episode. But it made her want to watch the, rest of the series, right?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm now on season 2, episode 5.
Nice.
Wow, you're making good progress.
Well, she watched like 6 episodes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did the Ted Lasso biscuits that I made, 4 batches in preparation. I think
Good
people
on ya.
liked them.
I just assumed Jana had made those.
No, I did. I literally practiced. That was my
That's
4th
awesome.
batch. I was so nervous. I started Labor Day weekend.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I can confirm they were good. I had one after having watched the episode where I was like, oh, okay, I get the reference now.
Yeah.
Biscuits with the boss.
Boss ass bitch. Which I think you have gotten up to the boss ass bitch episode. Maybe not. You would know it if us saying it, so maybe not then. I thought that it was pretty early on in season 2. It's with Sassy.
If it's like just a line in a show, I probably don't remember.
No, it's not just
even
a line.
if I just watched it.
No, it was like a running
I'm not good
theme.
at that kind of.
It's not just a line.
Okay.
If you, I'm trying to think.
Sometimes even if it's a running theme, I will forget.
It involves Sassy Smurf's daughter. Have you encountered Sassy Smurf yet?
That's probably the episode that I'm on right now.
Okay, then you will learn
at the beginning of it.
the boss ass bitch reference.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it's Rebecca.
I mean, I figured.
Then after that, I thought everybody was going to go home and I was going to go to sleep at 11 o'clock. But no, it was like 11:30. And Jay was like, Fireball Island. And they took a group downstairs and we thought we were going to watch an episode of Ted Lasso. 4 episodes later, it was 2:30 in the fucking morning. 2 in the morning, 2:15. And their game finally finished. And Jana fell asleep. And Shandy, was midway through season 1. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. So many things happened.
And just for reference, because I did not partake in the Fireball Island
On Friday.
in previous years.
Yes.
Or on Friday, although I did later. So I don't know if it's always been like this, but there were 2 boards. So there were 2 games going.
That's a new development this year.
Okay. I like it.
I believe Jay found the second board at the flea market or garage sale or something since the last
shit.
meetup. So we didn't have the 2 boards last time. That was a new
I have to
addition.
say
That's a lucky find.
Yeah.
And it's a good setup because more people can play. But yeah, then if there's one game that lasts forever, then.
So apparently they did play multiple games that night, but it was, a part of one giant, thing that they were doing.
Tournament,
Tournament.
if you will.
Well, I feel like the tournament was on Saturday when there were 2
Yes,
boards going,
yeah.
and it was the Premier and the Relegation League. And
Yes.
the winners of each group got to play on the big board after.
Yes. And then on the other board, it was some of the losers, and then I bounced to watch more Ted Lasso.
And then I fell asleep sitting up like this.
It was 3 a.m, so that's pretty
It
fair.
was 1:15. Thank you very much.
Oof, anything after 11 is late these days.
But I'm aware.
I am telling you, that's yeah.
Well, Jay
Being
put
on
me
West
to.
Coast time is the way to do Raleigh.
I know I fell asleep on Saturday at 1:15ish, and Jay put me to bed at 1:45, and he said you guys didn't leave until 2:30.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's why I was thinking.
Yeah, because you guys were
it
still
was
awake, wired back at the hotel at 3.
Because I went to bed at 3. Okay, got it.
Woo!
But midnight.
It's very late. But midnight, yeah.
But midnight.
Yeah. But so
Got up at
anyway,
noon, but 9 o'clock.
there was a lot of really fun things that happened, though, on Saturday. Some of us, as you heard, we did the live show. Some of us saw movies. Some of us went to a brewery. And now that I'm trying to think, I'm like, damn it, why can't I think of some of the funny things that happened? I don't know. It was just, everything went so smooth this year. I think the live show was really fun. After the live show, it was funny with the smaller group. There was a lot less fracturing of into smaller groups. For the most part on Saturday, everybody stayed down here in just the different areas. And yeah, so I think at one point, we were all just watching this 2 Fireball Island games going on, which was pretty fun. And now Shandy understands.
It was surprisingly fun.
Yeah, the appeal behind
I get
it.
I'm sold. It was great. It was fun. It was intense.
Frank took a big poop in my bathroom on Saturday.
That's going to happen.
But see, the thing is, Jay came downstairs and thought it was me. So that's the only reason he brought attention to it, was because he thought it was me. If he had known it wasn't me, he wouldn't have said anything. And then we just had to roll with it. Like,
Frank is always fine with people giving him shit about
taking a shit.
When he shits.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I believe I told Jay at one point that we are married to the same person. Hopefully you enjoyed Frank, because I've been saying this whole time, like, you guys are so similar in, like, so many weird ways. I mean, obviously very different also, but, like, there's, like, a lot of things where I'm like, yeah.
No,
It makes sense that I'm married to one of you and friends with the other.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we all enjoyed Frank.
And he had a fucking great time.
Good. That's what's important.
Coming into it, because, I mean, like, even when I had my first Raleigh year, and I think when anyone has their first Raleigh year, it's, like, a little bit overwhelming to meet everyone, but you at least know everyone, like, you know everyone's avatar, you vaguely know at least the names, because you've seen them, like, in the Facebook groups and commenting and stuff, and so you have, like, you know some of the jokes, because, like, a lot of them happen online, but Frank's, like, not part of the podcasting world at all, and so he was really coming in blind, but he had a great time.
Awesome.
Aww.
He said everyone is so different, but everyone is so nice. And I was like, yeah, like, I think that's a really accurate way to describe the group. And I think that's what happens when you have a group of people that are brought together by a podcast about a TV show. I think that does just bring, like, just like a random assortment of people. It's like, it's a different sort of, like, shared interest, I guess, than, like, I don't know, than certain other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very astute. Yeah.
I know Erin had said on Instagram that she was also really nervous too, just to, like, come into a already established
let
group.
me just say, when she got down on the ground for the pictures with the puff man, what is it called?
Stay Puffed.
I was like, yes, it was like,
one of us.
She is one of us.
That was pretty awesome. She didn't hesitate. She just was like, eat me, Stay Puffed. Anyway, so Frank enjoyed us. We enjoyed
he had
Frank.
a great time. He actually literally said it's been a long time since he's had such a fun weekend. He's very excited to return.
Oh, yay.
Woo, success.
Yay. Yeah, it was really fun. I don't know. Yeah. And then on Sunday, again, the theme of the weekend, I thought everybody was coming at 2. And both times on Saturday and Sunday, I was going to go to the hotel because I wanted to see this pool and, like, hang out.
Oh, yeah, because everybody stayed somewhere different this year.
Yeah, they stayed at the Hyatt
It was really
House.
nice. It was really nice. Well, shit, I mean, if I know you were about to come at one point in time, and then we were, like, just leaving. Honestly, the pool was very cold.
Well,
So I stayed in for, like,
October.
a couple.
Oh,
It's an
there's
indoor
a baby.
pool.
Oh, it's an indoor pool. Yeah. No, there's a baby.
She's upset
So
about the
I-
pool being cold.
She's like,
Nobody likes a cold pool.
Nobody likes a cold pool.
No one likes a cold pool.
We could have totally hung out at the hotel, but the pool was like a little bit too cold. And then on Sunday, I was asking all these different people, like, what time is Cards Against Humanity happening? I was trying to figure out, because we got up at 12.
Yeah.
We went to bed at 3. So we were trying to figure that out, and I thought people were going to be trickling in, is what I was told. I mean, to be fair, you told us 2:00, and then somebody else was telling me trickling in, and then somebody else said maybe 4 for cards.
It was funny because I said 2:00 to everybody, but the first person to come over was Maggie at like 4 or 3
Oh,
after
seriously?
3. Yeah, it was a while. It was.
So
it
I
was a
wasn't
while.
even that late.
Yeah, I would say she got there about 3, and because she had gone to breakfast or brunch.
Yes.
But I didn't realize everybody else had gone to the grocery store, just, was moving slowly, because obviously you guys were moving slowly. Some of you went to bed at 2:30, aka later than that. Not all of you were lucky enough to fall asleep sitting up. Upright. Although apparently I wasn't even like with my head to my fist to my forehead, which is what I had remembered. Gott and Jay said that I just fell asleep like this with just like full on face.
Just like bowing.
That's when you know you're real tired. You just you just little kid fall asleep, like where you be.
And my neck didn't even hurt, so that's how you know.
Oh, good.
Tired.
Good.
You just went all like.
Yeah, I just went all in.
Juicy, yeah.
Yeah, which is good. I guess, I don't know. But, yes, and then on Sunday, by the time everybody finally got here, which was fine. I mean, totally fine. We started Cards Against Humanity pretty late. We started about between 5:30 and 6, I feel like. But we did play some other games, like, as a group.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that were really fun. The first one was something like, who said that? Say what? Something like that. Like, you had to... It was like Cards Against Humanity, but you got the topic. It was, like, things my mom says. And then you had to, like, write it down yourself and put in a basket. And then everybody had to guess who said what. So, like,
fun.
The person that was sitting, next to the person that, like, drew the card, they got to guess first. And if they guessed correctly, then the person that they guessed, like, let's say Shandy said things my mom said was, I like cows. And I was like, I like cows. Shandy would lose her turn then to guess. So, yeah. So, it went around. And that was the first game of the night that I won, which I've never won any game before. So that was exciting. And that was because 2 times in a row, I had last guess, and I think I had like 4 people to guess, and I knew which ones were mine, and I just happened to guess right. So I like racked up all these points within like 2 turns and was just on a roll and got super lucky. And yeah, I was like, yeah. So anyway, the scorecard is still on my fridge where it will live until May. Because I was super excited about that. And then we played this other like Pictionary type game. Was it Pictionary? What was it? Charade?
It was like a telephone Pictionary.
Yeah. So I can't remember what it was called, but everybody got notepads like with the dry erase board things. And you got a card, and you had to pick a buzzword on your card, and then you had to draw that word. And then you passed it to the next person, and that person had to guess what you drew. And they would write their word, their written out guess on it. I think it was Telestrations was what it was called.
Yes, that's
I have played this game before. I don't know if we have played it in
You might have played it
once
here
before. Yeah. But I have played this game.
Okay, yeah, it was super fun. So, like, that person would, like, let's say I drew a cow and Amanda thought it was a cat. She would write cat, and then she would hand it to the person next to her. They would have to draw a cat because they don't know what the actual word is or what the original drawing is. And we had to go all the way around. And I would say some of them actually were pretty close to what they were supposed to be. But the one that won, was it the chickenpox one? What was the one?
Chickenpox was great.
Chickenpox.
Rash.
Rash. Yeah, so that was Gail. So Gail drew a rash. I thought it was chickenpox. She handed it to me. I said chickenpox. And it just basically around the whole table of like 8 of us went back and forth between like rash and chickenpox and like, yeah, it was
really
great.
Cute drawings of chickens with pox.
Yeah, there were. But
and
it was
at the very end, the chickenpox migrated to the face, and then somebody said rash.
Yeah.
So it came back around.
It did.
Wow.
And it was awesome. Yeah. And yeah. Another one was, what was the poop one? Where we all kept guessing poop. But it wasn't, it was, oh man.
I'm not sure. I might not have seen that one.
It was like, I don't remember what exactly it was, but like, it was something to do with like boop. And then, like, you know, the guesses kept going back and forth around, and, like, you know, they all generally resembled poop, and that was really fun. Mine was smoker's lung, and what came back was lung cancer, which is, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I felt like that was just, you know, vernacular issue. But
Yeah.
but then there were some of them, like Monster. It came around to me, and I thought it was an house elf, so I wrote Dobby the elf. So poor Aaron sitting next to me had to draw an elf, but it didn't look like an elf. I don't know. It was really funny, though. It was a really funny game. Definitely, like, those are the games I feel like, and Cards Against Humanity. Like, when you have the big groups, you can't really play more than 1 or 2 rounds just because they're such massive games.
Yeah.
But we did do Cards Against Humanity, in which the second first of the night happened. I won 2 games. My queen, Kayla, because I'll be honest, she picked the card that ended up winning. But yeah, we won Cards Against Humanity.
Nice.
I
came in a very close second.
Yeah, so here's what happened, Amanda.
So close.
I'm so proud.
Here's what happened. So it was pretty close. It was a 3-way tie for 3 cards for a while between, I think it was me and Kayla, Shandy, and JP and Elena. And then all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, Connie got 2 in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
I know, Connie's like
a dark horse. You know, you can never rule her out.
You know, as they said in the Ted Lasso finale, she's a, you know, sneaky, salty bitch. But much like Heather Locklear. But yeah, so then it was like a 4-way tie of like 3. And then or 2, right? Or at what point was it then 3 of us had 4 each? Is that what ended up happening?
Yeah, then I think I got a 4th card, and then you guys and Connie also got 4th cards.
Yeah, but when Connie got her 4th card, it was kind of controversial because it was Jamie that picked it to make her tie. So we were all like, the fix is in, fake news, election fraud. And then as Connie was sitting next to Jamie, so as, you know, I don't know who pointed it out. They were like, yeah, but now Connie loses her turn because she's next. And the way the order was, at the very end, it was Jamie, Connie, Gail, and we were done. So, like, we had a 3-way tie with 4 cards each, but Connie only had 1 more chance to win. So Shandy and I had 2 more chances each, and Connie had 1. So, you know, it was, you know, kind of like, ooh. But I think that was the only time maybe had gotten 1.
Yeah, I think you got 2 cards, right?
I think he only got 1. He was the runner-up, like, a whole bunch of times. So, and I can't remember.
I will say Frank chose one of my cards, too, when it was, and he knew, I mean, obviously, I couldn't tell him, but he just guessed that I was the one who played that card, which I think is kind of impressive. It was a picture card of a woman in like 1800s garb pulling up her huge petticoat and peeing on a dude with a top hat. So,
ooh, that's fun. I've never seen that card before. I didn't know there was picture cards. That's fun.
There was Jamie got a new expansion packet that had picture cards.
Fun.
Yeah. It was really random and kind of weird to get used to because they always won pretty much because they were so like random in there.
Right. And I imagine they're so unexpected in a game that's all about words.
Yeah.
I think the topic for that one was basically like, what will World War IV be fought with?
Yes. And Shandy said golden showers, so it was great.
By steampunks.
Yeah, exactly. So, in the end, the way that we won it was like, what's going to end... The question was, what's going to end racism? Right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
It was something like that.
That was definitely... Yeah.
And Kayla and I had cards that we didn't like originally. And
I remember my card, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
so... We were conflicted between 2 things. The one that I wanted to use was like good old-fashioned, good, clean Christian values. And I thought that would have been really funny. And Kayla originally was like that, thought it would be funny too. But she was like, no, we got to play to our audience. This is Gail. Let's go with Schindler's List. So we ended up...
Oh, so wait, you guys were a team. You were playing together as one person.
We were playing together.
Oh, I thought you went 1 and 2.
No, we were a team because...
I was 2.
Yeah, Shandy was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we were queen and queen, and then Shandy was 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, but we were so nervous because, like, Gail had the 3... You know how, like, people put, like, the no pile, the yes pile? And, like, Gail had eventually had, like, 3 piles. And I think we were in the middle. And we were like, oh, fuck, we didn't win. And then she, like, spreads them out, goes through them. She picks up 3. And I think it was 3. And
It was 3. It was 3 because I was one of those 3.
Because, and she goes to Kayla.
I was the second choice in that 3.
Yeah, and I go to Kayla. I was like, I think she has ours. So we start doing, like, holding hands and going like this, right? We were like, oh, come on. Like, it was just like this big, like, you know, athletic moment. Like, oh, my God. And honestly, I didn't think she was going to pick us. And then she was like, Schindler's List. And I screamed so loudly. I went from never having anything to finally finding the right partner in life to have a big one.
Nicely done. And I tip my hat to you. But I still say I was also playing to the audience of Gail with my What's Gonna End Racism. And my card was something to the effect of, like, respectful and earnest conversations on Facebook, on social media, or something like that. It's like, yo, it's hilarious. Come on.
It was hilarious. I would say that I was shocked because I didn't think that she was going to pick us. So when she did, in that instant, I was like, oh my God, Kayla knew. And yeah, so Queen Kayla, kudos to you. Thank you for that. Jay had been downstairs because he had Geek Dead Life and he does like artwork and like audio stuff. So like during that point after we ate dinner, he ran downstairs real quick to get all that set up. But he had come back for the final round. So after everybody left, he was like, I was really happy that I got to see you win.
Oh,
that's really sweet.
Well, there's that picture that's just fucking adorable where you're like, had just won and he's you can see him on the couch, like gazing at you with,
I'm pretty sure
he was loving eyes.
I'm pretty sure he did not think that I was going to win. Like, he was just, I think that was shock in his eyes. Like, oh, fuck, she did it. You know, like, you watch your klutzy kid, like, run a track meet and they win, like, accidentally. Like, they literally stumble into winning. Like, I think he was like, fuck, she literally stumbled into it. Like, this was what she was meant to do. So, anyway. That was great.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Good game, Shandy, as well. Like, obviously, you did all of it on your own. I had help, but I had a fantastic partner, and that's why you need a good partner in life.
Yes.
Fair
is fair.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a life partner, just a friend. Somebody that can help you out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, good job. Golf claps to Shandy. Real claps. All right, real claps.
Real claps.
And good job to our queen
thank you.
until for the next 6 months.
I love the exchange in Facebook, on the Facebook group, where I think it was Matt Loves TV said, long may they reign, and Jessica was like, or may they reign till May. Long may they reign, or they'll reign till May.
That's very clever.
Very clever.
I had not looked at that closely enough.
Yeah, that made me laugh. But I would say the winning card of the night was the "You're Connor's dad. How do you describe him?" or whatever.
My God.
It was fucking amazing. So Mike's son is Connor. So of course everybody was playing the card like we were playing it about Mike, right? And the winning card was a fat balding man or something like that.
Yeah.
And
you're Connor, how do you describe your dad?
Yeah, so it was something like that.
How does your son Connor describe you?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So we were all laughing and I'm assuming everybody was playing it to, like, you know, how to tease Mike. And the winning card was a fat balding man, and it ended up being Mike's, which made it perfect.
Wasn't it like a fat balding man who has a podcast, or wasn't there an extra layer of
it was something I don't
talks on the internet, or like
I don't remember the full card.
Perfect.
It was so perfect.
No, I swear to God, there was something like that.
Yeah, it was so
Somebody
funny.
took a picture of that, and it was so when the person read that, we all were dying. And then when they picked it,
and Mike was like, "It was me."
Mike. It was just too good. No, I know that somebody took a picture of that, and I saw Aaron even ask in the Facebook group, like, who has that picture? So somebody come forward, and then we can see what the
it's got to be Dan.
Like,
Dan's
verbiage was.
Dan and God have all the pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no,
oh my God.
That was so good.
Yeah, that was the sad fat dragon with no friends and the Kool-Aid man bursting through Donald Trump's wall moment of this year's Cards Against Humanity. It was just so funny. Like, it could have worked out perfectly. But we had a couple of really perfect, like, funny moments like that, which of course I'm blanking on now.
Yeah, it's hard to remember them all. But yeah, there were good ones.
Overall, though, it was super fun. And then we ended up, thank you, super, super huge thanks to Dan and Matt and Jana for making dinner. Like, they worked.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It was so good.
So
good.
Dan and Matt, Dan made like tacos or enchiladas. So, you know, tacos and enchiladas are basically the same thing, but like it's the toppings that are differences. So, depending on how you want to look at it, Matt made, you know, a lot of the topping stuff, and Dan did too. And Dan, you know, anyway, it was amazing. It was so delicious. Like, it smelled so good.
It was really good.
Jana made 2 batches of mac and cheese.
Wow, it's not mac and cheese.
One was regular
One
cheese. What was the other one? What kind of cheese was it?
It was with Gruyere.
Gruyere cheese.
Ooh,
Dude.
that's good stuff.
It was so I had grilled cheese for lunch because I forgot that she had said she was making it. So then I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to have more grilled cheese. But then Frank had some of the Gruyere grilled cheese and was like, you have to try this. And so I did. And then I had to. It was just so good.
Yeah. It was so good.
So good.
I had, so I've had the leftover chicken tacos for dinner the last 2 nights.
Nice.
Just because there was so much of it, and also it was delicious. And for lunch 2 days in a row, I've had mac and cheese. So
nice. Oh my God, that sounds like a dream.
You know,
that's great. I always like. That's the hope, is we come and invade your house, and the least that we can do is hopefully leave like some extra booze and food.
And you guys do, but you also, everybody does a really spectacular job of cleaning up. Like, seriously. So
I think it's 95% Jana, but
yeah. Well, okay, so
right.
That's, you know, as I said, I don't know if I said this on the live show or not, but I fell asleep. No, I didn't, because I fell asleep on Saturday night, and I woke up on Sunday morning, and I first did the check. I was like, am I hungover? No, I took my turmeric and magnesium, and I fell asleep, you know, without overdoing it. So, okay, I'm not hungover. Okay, let me get up and assess everything. Where's my cell phone charger? Because I couldn't find it, you know, for a couple days in a row. So I go downstairs, and I'm expecting to find a disaster, and it's pristine down here. And my first thought at 7:15 in the morning is, oh, Jana must have been the last one downstairs. Thanks, Jana. And then I asked Jay later on, and he was like, when I took you up to bed, I was like, hey, people, clean this up. And when I came back, they had. So kudos to everybody.
That's literally the least we can do.
Yeah. Good times. Also, we forgot to mention the Frank poop started the dry erase board in my bathroom. There's a log in my bathroom, and it's name, time of day, number 1 or number 2. And anybody that went to the bathroom downstairs was supposed to log their name, the time that they went to the bathroom, and whether they peed or pooped.
And let me just say, the second person to do that was Gott. And I think he was assuming that it was just the number of person that you were. So as the second person. And we were kind of laughing about that. And then when we were talking about it later and mentioned that he went down and changed it because he did a number 1. But also at some point somebody put number 3, and we're like, what's a number 3?
I think that might have been me, and I think that was post the podcast where I had, because don't forget, I did extra tequila after that, so I might have just not understood it in the moment.
Love it.
Because I vaguely remember that. However, I actually today, because I work from home on Tuesdays, went to pee downstairs, and I was looking at the dry erase board, because I was like, I remember doing number 3, but my name is not up there, so I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I did it and then erased it after it was called out, but that doesn't sound like me.
No, it doesn't.
No, I would just keep it there and be like, it's my house, fuck you. So I'm very confused. I don't know who did the number 3. I think it was me.
Okay, I think there's also a picture of that somewhere out there, so people listening, post those pics.
In the Meetup Facebook group, there is an album that anybody can upload pictures to. I might steal them from my blog. If you want credit, let me know. I don't know. However, I thought the fire pit was really awesome. Thank you so much to Drake for setting that up. Like,
I loved talking to Drake. He was like, one way or the other, last 3 years I've lit a fire here. Yeah, that's true.
He's right. And you reminded me the time that he remember it started raining like 2 years ago, and he carried the lit barbecue grill down the stairs.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it was fucking terrifying.
I forgot all about that.
I had too, but then I remembered it, and I was like, "Oh, I blocked this out because it was dramatic." Yeah, so Drake likes to Drake lights fires at my house, apparently.
Sure does. That was a good surprise because I didn't think he was coming. So that was fun to see him on Saturday morning.
Yeah. It was really great to see Drake, too. Because I think he was a last... I think
a last-minute change, I think.
Yeah. So, yay! But yeah, thank you, though, Drake, for doing the fire pit. Like, I had asked him midway because... Jay realized at one point it was going to be too late and he wasn't going to be able to do it or something, and we didn't have enough wood. So he and Dan ran out, got the starter logs for it, and I think we went through all of them. Like, it was really nice. Like, it was
also
nice.
Speaking of Dan, I just wanted to say, since we're throwing out kudos, Dan gave Gail a ride to the airport at like 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gave Frank and I a ride to the airport at 5:30 a.m. And then he gave somebody else a ride to the airport at like 9 a.m. And then somebody else along the way too. So just like
massive props to Dan.
Yes.
Dan, the taxi man. Woohoo!
Yes.
The taxi man.
Yeah.
It's the thing I like the most, like, I guess just to wrap this up, the thing that I like the most about these meetups is how everyone is friends enough to do things like that. Like, Kayla had asked Maggie at one point, "Yo, this bacon is expensive. Can you bring me some anyway?" And she just did. And Dan just, was like, didn't hesitate to get up at 4 to take Gail to the airport. And
oh my God. Yeah.
Everybody let me win things. And I know. I'm
no, you earned that.
I did.
You earned that.
Kayla did. But I was just joking. But, like, that's the one thing, like, in life, it's kind of difficult, because everybody gets wrapped up in their own things, and it's really nice to have this core group of friends who are going to do such nice things for you and come together once a year, because we all have busy lives. We all have, things that are going on. We have our own, like, mental health issues and, like, being busy at work and whatever else, and like family things going on, that it's really nice how, at least once a year we can all come together and, like, let that all fall away and be like our own little, like, biosystem or whatever it is, like friend system, and just, be so, like, helpful and friendly, and, like, I don't know, it's just I don't know. I love you guys. I love the meetups. I love when everybody comes together. It's like that fuel that recharges me every year, just to, like, hang out with everybody. So
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
It was great. Yeah. I feel so privileged to be a part of it now.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to May. I'm sorry I had to miss it.
Yeah.
The tentative weekend for the next meetup is, and of course this is all, pandemic depending and blah, 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 is May 13th through May 15th. May 13th is Gail's birthday, so we'll have to do something for Gail. And the reasoning for that, before anybody questions it, is there were some conflicts on the weekend of the April 29th through May 1st. May 8th is Mother's Day, so we went with the 13th through the 15th. We hope to get back to the first weekend in May again in 2023. The holdup was Zachary's supposed to make his first Holy Communion in May, and I called the church lady, and she told me that actually, because of the pandemic, they are breaking the first Holy Communion groups up into 3 separate weeks, and there will be a sign-up genius, so you can pick your own week!
Oh, hell yeah.
So the Holy
Catholic Church
Spirit was with me with this.
Adapting with the times.
Exactly. The good Lord was like, let them pick the day they want to inhale me for the first time, ingest me for the first time. So, yeah, I feel good about the fact that we may be able to pick a weekend that's not that weekend. I think the weekends are going to be like any weekend in May. So I'm just going to avoid that weekend. So yeah, good times.
Nice.
So yeah, let's 95% tentatively say that. hope it all works out. But yeah, can't wait to see everybody in May. Yay.
Great.
Shandy, any last thoughts about the weekend before we take our commercial break?
Just again, it was so much fun, and it was my 3rd time, so now I feel like now I'm fully into the I don't know, feeling comfortable, having fun, it's again I'm past that beginning stage. So, I mean, whatever that means. But it's just one of those things that I now look forward to annually also. And it was just really cool to be able to share it with Ronk. So that's kind of my main takeaway. Bringing him into a group of people that he doesn't know. I just, that's, for me, that would be a super nerve-wracking experience if I was in his shoes. So I'm just so glad that he had such a good time and that he's looking forward to it, because he was always supportive before, but now it's he's gonna want to come too, so
he's invested now.
Yeah, totally.
Yay,
yeah,
that's great.
So very excited. For next time he gets to meet some really wonderful people that he didn't get to meet this time, and he'll get to hopefully see Amanda for the 2nd time.
My good friend.
Yes.
My good friend Frank.
My good friend Frank.
And
braids.
so be able to, with his French, we just call them braids.
But the alliteration and the syllables.
Well, it was just jokes. It was one of the jokes of the weekend.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
No, because somebody, I can't remember who was saying that, but a couple of times when we would say French braids, they're like, no, for Frank, we just call them braids. In France, you just call them braids, right?
Yeah. I will say the one.
No, but yeah.
The one thing, a big adaptation that I did not do well with this weekend was pizza. I ordered pizza like it was a full group, and there were 4 pizza boxes, almost full.
Yeah.
I feel but even with the full group, there would always be that too. There always would be a couple of completely untouched pizzas.
That's a good point. Because I just, I was like...
always worried there's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
It's always better to have more. You can freeze
it worked
it.
out.
Very true.
Yeah.
Send it home with people.
Enough
leftovers.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
And they do a great job. I love their pizza, so for not being New York pizza. Anyway, I can't wait to see everybody on Gail's birthdays through May 15th.
Hooray!
Yeah. Hooray! Get vaccinated, get your boosters if you haven't already. Yeah.
And your flu shot.
And your flu shot.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break.
Sounds good.
All right, we are back, and we are ready to talk about Ted Lasso. So, skip ahead a little bit if you aren't caught up. Amanda, what did you think of the finale?
Overall, I liked it.
Interesting that you did the caveat overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it then?
I don't particularly like where the Roy and Keeley storyline is going.
Nobody,
I feel like
literally,
there's no point in breaking them up. Like, I don't see
0% of the internet likes that either. That's the one thing that I've seen like across the board. I've seen some commenters being like, well, they're just saying, like, he said, are we breaking up? She's like, no, we're going to be fine. And that's how grown-up people deal with, relationships, so maybe that's just showing more realism. And I'm like, oh, that's a good point. But I just hope that there's not that insecurity there. But we haven't seen that insecurity for 2 seasons, so...
But then we sort of saw it in the episode before the last one.
Right.
And this one. Like, it's this weird kind of building thing
without spoiling Shandy.
Yeah. Like, there is some tension that they're laying, and it's sort of like, well, why?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter because they're both awesome. Shandy, what do you think about Roy and Keeley only being 25% of the way into season 2?
I think they're cute. And it's funny that I've seen the end. I forgot, actually, about that. Because, like when you watch a season finale of a second season of something without knowing the characters, turns out, I think it's really weird. First of all, don't ever buy plane tickets for someone before running it by them. Ever. I hate that trope. I hate it. It's always going to end badly. And you should communicate about that shit. People have schedules and whatnot.
Right, and that was so... Yeah. Like, for a couple that... I mean, I know you have only seen 4 episodes of them as a couple. For a couple that actually always very explicitly communicated things like that to each other, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's huge. And that's not even just like, like a surprise weekend getaway, which still, like, they might not be free. But, like, 6 weeks...
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, that is a short vacation by British standards, Those Europeans and their holidays.
But I also don't understand why he still had to go.
Exactly. Like, the
on
whole
a vacation
thing
by himself.
Forced. Yeah.
I mean, living in this year at least, plane tickets are kind of refundable for the first time ever. Just, like, change your ticket.
Yeah.
Shorten it.
But aside... Okay, let's take away...
for next time. I don't know.
I think that's a universal criticism. Let's line removal that. What else, Amanda, about the episode?
I liked the Sam storyline. I think overall I like the way it resolved, and I like how they really let his character like be authentically his character, and then like he came to this what's best for him.
Yes, I loved that he did something that was so classically like season 1, like spoke through Ted with, he didn't know that Ted didn't know that Ted already knew, but like that was a really great scene.
Yeah. That felt really right and real to like the whole character dynamic.
The actor that plays Edwin is actually like a big improv actor, and apparently, like, if you rewatch that scene, he has a smirk on his face the whole time he's having that temper tantrum. And apparently that's because, he was just having fucking fun with it.
They just let the cameras roll and just let him.
Yeah, like they were, I guess, I don't know, like, if he had, like, a set script and they were, like, improv off of this or, you do this. But, like, apparently, he was having a lot of fun with that scene, and that's why, if you look, he's kind of like, you can tell he's kind of like half smirking through it, and then the actor that plays Sam, his reaction is just so perfect, because he's like, wow, here's a grown man who has $1 billion that's just acting like a fucking child throwing a temper tantrum.
Doesn't get his way,
Yeah. And the best, so I didn't... Because we watched it with a big group and we'd all been drinking and, like, just, like, chatting and laughing and, like, talking back and forth through it. When I watched it the second time, I was glad to see more things that I had missed. But, the dude that, like, wouldn't shake hands. So, like, Edwin had, like, that dude that would shake hands with people for him. And he did the thing with the skeleton. Then, like... Afterwards, when he has temper tantrum and storms out, Edwin, like, tries to, like, choke the skeleton, and it was just really funny. I didn't notice it the first time around.
Oh, I guess I'll have to go back.
Yeah.
I don't know if
just rewatch that 2 minutes. Like if you watch it from like the knowledge that like this is an improv actor that was told to like do your thing, like it's actually really hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny to begin with, but yeah, I'll go back and watch it with that in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I love the way they like how they ended Sam's storyline, where like he's opening a restaurant,
The universe,
and it sort of very nicely sort of drew a line under like family and like putting down roots, and like his story is not over there, and finding family. And I feel like that kind of played back to like the Christmas episode, where they're all gathering at Higgins' house. And so I just liked how that was tied up. I also really loved Danny Rojas's his story arc.
I loved it too.
In the final couple episodes, he really kind of came out as like a personal favorite of mine, from like the shoes at the funeral, like all the way to the end. I am like team Danny Rojas. I love that guy.
Football is life.
Football is life. He got his groove back, and I love it.
It kind of reminds me, like, to me, the meetup is life.
There you go.
But yeah, I love that. And I love how subtle, like, Jamie Tart is no hero, but the subtle way that they gave him a redemption in season 2.
Yes.
It's actually, so it never is like, so with Nate, like, he's subtly becomes a villain, and it's very organic because it's actually like a villain origin story the whole season 2. If you go back and look through, like, I've read actually a couple of articles that have like talked about like the breakdown of like, Nate and Jamie is, and so Ted, Nate, and Jamie all have big daddy issues, right? And like Ted never dealt with them until this season. Jamie actually actively dealt with them this season thanks to Ted last season. With Shandy, the bonfire episode, amazing, right? Where they try to exorcise the demons for Danny.
Oh, that was great.
Great episode, right?
I loved it.
Okay, on your mouth
doing
now.
witchcraft.
Here. I love the Danny-Jamie relationship building. I love how, it's just interesting how Jamie has dealt with his dad's issues because of Ted. Ted has only started to deal with them because of Sharon, and Nate is just clearly not dealing with it at all. And I don't know, there's just so many layers to unpack with season 2, and the characterization, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Like, they did a great job. The fact that they actually make the Nate character grayer every episode on purpose.
I was wondering how intentional that was. Because
it's intentional.
By the end, like
it's a wig at the end.
So gray that it was just like, does this actor have like some sort of disorder that his hair is like rapidly graying, or are they trying to like tell a story through his hair? So
Nick Mohammed, the actor that plays Nate, actually did like, he typed it in a notepad and then like screen capped it put it on Twitter, like his answers to things. And one of the things he mentioned was he had just some natural grays, and the makeup people decided to, let's make you more gray as the season goes on. And then by the very end, he was just wearing a full on wig, and it was supposed to portray the stress that he was under.
Okay. Yeah.
From the character's point of view, the last time that he had a one-on-one with Ted, the last scene that his character did was in season 1, and the next time that he ever had a one-on-one with Ted, he doesn't know that Ted put the picture of him and Ted that he gave him for Christmas next to his bedside with his son's picture. He doesn't know that.
Oh. I feel like I missed that.
So the episode with the funeral where Ted has the panic attack, he's getting dressed in his room, and they flash the screen that the picture that Nate gave him for Christmas that he talks about in the finale is next to his bedside with his son. But Nate doesn't know that. So he doesn't the actor himself doesn't have a scene one-on-one with Ted from season 1 until that last scene where he's saying "fuck you, Ted" to him in season 2. And that's also meant to symbolize how even though, you know, Ted didn't feel he was betraying him, the character is so needy and so, like, insecure that he didn't feel it. He was feeling the whole time. Like, we didn't notice it, but he did.
Right. Right. The sort of reverse of, like, you know, there's two sides to every story. Exactly.
Because I didn't notice there was not a Ted Ned scene. Ted Nate scene.
It's their couple name.
Yeah, exactly. Until the end of that very last scene, until it was pointed out.
Yeah. No, that's, now that I think about it, that hadn't even.
But the actor said that was intentional. And there's, go check him out, like Nick Mohammed, like check out his Twitter thread, like it's all in there. It's actually the amount of detail that the writers put into the second season and the first season, because there's I guess they have a 3-season arc planned out.
Yeah, I heard that.
Is very, you know, very impressive, obviously.
Yeah, it's well-crafted storytelling. I really, just overall, the series in general, I love that they, you know, they do kind of adhere to tropes and character dynamics and things that we as an audience understand about sitcoms, but like they nuance them in ways that are really interesting, and they kind of take them in subtle directions that maybe you're not expecting, or like a little outside of the norm, but it still feels very familiar. And I just think it's very elegant storytelling.
And you know what I also love about that, like, piggybacking off of that, is everything that they do is very, like, feminist or very, like, kind of lefty. Like, Ted says in the finale, he's like, much like the trickle-down theory, it doesn't work, but trickle-down, you know, emotional support, that works.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate, a lot of stuff is very subtle, and I feel like it's that way, like, that sneak attack way where you can get people to agree with you before they're like...
I totally agree. And I feel like they intentionally built a world that we all want to live in.
Yeah, they did. So, gosh, I should have taken notes, but there's so many things I loved about the finale. I loved Rebecca telling Keely when she resigned, hire your best friend.
Yeah, like their relationship is so good.
So good. I love the Macy Greyhound and Tina Fey Hound thing.
Yep.
And the fact that is the payoff in the end, where Jamie, like, just is like, Danny, you take it. And then Danny has R.I.P. Earl on his shoe. And then looks at Macy Greyhound and is like, football is life. And just can do it. I love that part.
And I think that's also part of what I loved about that story arc, is that, like, that happened so, like, that was the first
opening
episode of
scene.
season 1, right?
It was the cold open of season 1.
Yeah, like, it was just, and, you know, it's like in this era of streaming television where you can just binge shows, like, that felt like a very long time ago. And it was like, wait, what? Like, Daniel was like, what was that callback? Wait, who's Earl? And it's like, the dog from the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. And the puppies. I mean, the show is already like a giant puppy. And
Ted Lasso is a giant puppy.
Yeah, it's just like puppy in story form, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that metaphor, but it was adorable. I was here for it.
Yeah,
and puppies are super cute.
Again, I should have written it down, but there's just so many great one-liners. Oh, I love in the Rebecca Keely scene where she goes, "You helped this panda become a lion," and that's a direct callback from the very first episode.
They do good. They do wonderful. Like, their callbacks are always like
amazing.
They always pay it back.
Always. And again, you hated Jamie Tart at the end of season 1. And you love Nate. And I love the fact that they just did this seamless character reversal, right? And you all know Jamie's still an asshole, but you, like, appreciate the fact that he's trying. Like, you don't love him, but you're like, oh, he's learning. He's getting it. And the Nate thing, like, what a spectacular role for any actor to get to play, right? Like, just the amount of subtlety, and he spits at the mirror on purpose because, as Nick Mohammed says in the Twitter thing that he posted, like, it's supposed to mean disgust at himself to build himself up.
Yeah.
And there's just so many layers there, and he does such a great job. It's like that dude's gonna win an Emmy, right? I'm assuming.
I sure hope so. I mean, he's got to be nominated for this season.
I'm sure. Like, this is the Shandy. Oh, Shandy. Hey, we're talking just about Emmy Awards now, so you can come back in. It's safe. Cool. So we're talking about how the actor that plays Nate has to win an Emmy. Because this is like the happy version of Breaking Bad, right? Like, he's the... What's his name? Aaron...
Walter White?
No, not Walter White.
That's the only character from the
Jesse
show.
Jesse Pinkman. Like, Nate's kind of like the Jesse Pinkman character, right? And, like, Nick Mohammed is just such a masterful job of playing him in 2 seasons. Like, there's no way that dude's not going to win a Best Supporting Actor Emmy, I'm just saying. And of course, Shandy, having seen all of season 1 now, do you agree with the fact that they won like a gazillion Emmys?
Oh, yeah.
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 So So before we move on, what did you think of season 1?
I thought it was really fun, but I think I also need to rewatch it because when you're watching it almost exclusively at like 2:00 in the morning after a few drinks, it's a fun way to watch it, but it's not a fun way to remember details.
Yeah, you probably miss some nuance.
Exactly. Yeah, because I did that drunk person thing where I pointed out all the nuance to Shandy, but I knew she wasn't going to remember. Because spoiler alert, I do that sober or drunk. It doesn't matter.
No, it was good, and like I couldn't stop watching. And now I'm in season 2, and I'm sure I'll finish it probably fairly soon, and then maybe I'll rewatch it.
So you know how Arrested Development, we all loved it the first go around, but then you had to rewatch it like 3 times, and you appreciated every single layer.
Mm. Yes.
So I think that Ted Lasso is the feel-good comedy version of Arrested Development, which was definitely not a feel-good comedy version. It was just clever comedy.
Okay. I like that description.
Okay. Yeah. There's just so much there. And they absolutely go into more detail and more depth. And there's more like webs to pull on in season 2. It's just very intelligent.
Yeah. And you get to know more characters better. Like, I think that first season so focuses on like Ted and Rebecca, and you get like
and Keely and Jamie,
yeah, and like every other character is kind of in support of those main storylines, whereas this second season you sort of zoom out a little bit, and a few of the secondary characters in the first season
and they
get elevated and they get more of their own storylines.
But
I look forward to season 3.
Same.
But also a little sad, because if that's going to be the last of it, it's always kind of sad when you know you're not getting more.
I know. But it's also good when it ends on its own term. Like, Supernatural was only supposed to get 5 seasons, and those 5 seasons are chef's kiss perfect. And then after that, it's kind of like another 10 seasons of like, yeah, they wanted a paycheck. So, you know, that's just, you know, I'm okay with... I'm okay with 3 seasons if it tells a perfect story.
Yeah. And I feel like that's also just like a very British way of making television. They're very much like, you know, a couple seasons, a few episodes, and you're done. Mm-hmm. That's it. Stop asking for more.
Exactly.
Fine. We will give you one more Downton Abbey movie, but that's it.
Yes. Except for Sex Education. Wait, did you finish Sex Education?
No. I am halfway.
That's okay, you have time.
I actually don't know how many episodes are in the season, so I couldn't tell you where I am. But it feels like they're starting to like build up to whatever. Like, yeah.
Okay.
They just came back from the field trip.
Oh my god!
It was the episode after that.
Dude, how hilarious was the poop thing?
Poop? Yeah.
I literally lost my shit as well.
But I should be done in time to talk about it next week, I think. I don't think I have that many episodes left.
Okay, well, watch Halloween movies, because we can always talk about it in 2 weeks on the 26th.
Yep, forget I said that. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. I gotta watch some Halloween crap. Then I can watch this.
Exactly. Sex Education, everybody, by the 26th. Come in costume. All right, real quick with Facey Back, only because we don't have any time left. God had suggested for Halloween movies, bad 80s movies at their best, The Lost Boys and Fright Night. Actually, I'm going to watch Lost Boys. That's, as I've never seen that and I've always wanted to. So that's going to be something I talk about.
I could watch that because I think maybe I watched it once, but I'm really not sure.
Okay, well, let's then make Lost Boys a priority for at least two of us. Yeah, because
that's a vampires. Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, that one.
I have no idea.
Yes, yeah,
is Rob Lowe in that one?
Yes,
I don't know.
Ralph Macchio, one of them.
It was the 80s, so probably.
Yeah. Janet said my thriller Halloween choice is he talks to you, he listens to you, he understands you, he's your rent-a-pal. In this thriller set in 1990, lonely bachelor named David, played by Brian Landis Folkens, searches for an escape from the day-to-day drudgery of caring for his aging mother, Kathleen Brady, while seeking a partner through a video dating service. He discovers a strange VHS tape called Rent-a-Pal, hosted by the charming and charismatic Andy Will Wheaton. The tape offers him much needed company, compassion, and friendship, but Andy's friendship comes at a cost, and David desperately struggles to afford the price of admission. Recommended for the unnerving thriller type Rent-a-Pal movie. I will add this to the list. All right, so we are running a little bit long, so we'll have to save the Master She Said and the she-mails for next week. However, to end this episode, Ro would like the backstory of, I'm sorry, what?
I suppose I would.
And I gave this backstory to some people in Dan's ride when we were getting a ride home from him one of the nights.
Oh, it's you know what? Honestly, this is all Dan's ride, and we're just riding on
it. That's what he said.
Shh. Don't qualify it. Just don't qualify it. Shh.
Anyway, they didn't necessarily believe me, so you can either believe me or not. But I'm sorry, what is something that I say non-ironically sometimes when I don't hear something, or if I hear it wrong, or like as just a way to say, could you please repeat yourself? I'm sorry, what? And like, but just like as a normal thing to say. And like Frank started using that also in his like normal, just English, just, I'm sorry, what? And then it got amplified from there. That's usually what happens. So it was completely just like a, could you please repeat yourself? And then got amplified. And then we started saying it all the time. And actually, when we were on vacation a couple months ago with my nephew, he kind of picked up on it too. And it was really funny because then he, as his like 10-year-old child, would be like, I'm sorry, what? Oh. And the thing with Frank is that he is all about repetition and redundance. And so the joke becomes funny by the 100th time. It might be annoying at first, but then it becomes funny. And like so we just repeated it a lot. And my nephew even got, he said something to the effect of, I don't know, he just called it like, and just said it so like completely straightforward, like something about Frank repeating himself, whatever. It doesn't even matter. But that like clearly solidified it into something that we just say all the time. And so then, of course, we were just also saying it in Raleigh.
Nice.
Awesome.
And that's it. It's not as good when you explain it, but I will claim credit for that originally as just something that I say like as just a normal phrase.
You know, I actually did have something to say about this, a joke, but I didn't want to interrupt you, and now I can't remember it.
You should have interrupted me because the story went on way too long, is completely pointless, and the Too Long Don't Read version is just something that I say that got amplified by Frank. You could cut out that whole backstory and just do my Too Long Don't Read version.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Keep it.
I took us for like a very boring ride that we didn't need to go on.
That's what she said. Did you take us on an unnerving thriller?
Oh.
Someone said that.
I'm not sure what it qualifies as.
All right, witches. It's time to go.
Lovely. Because pretty soon for you, it's going to be after midnight, and we all know what happens if, you feed things after midnight.
Don't feed the Colleen after midnight.
Yeah. If Jay was here, he would play...
And don't get her wet.
If Jay was here, he would play the Vincent Price laughing at the end of Thriller video. Like... Anyways, on that note, everybody, thanks for listening. If you attended this past weekend.
If you came, good for you. That's great.
Mm-hmm. I hope you did.
I hope it was great. Yeah. I hope your partner also came. It's great. Great.
Or maybe it was a solo coming.
That's true. That's perfectly fine, too.
Very happy, though. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that have contributed at a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Regner, Tact from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and the Creepy Mama. Thank you guys so much. David Gott said that he would become a patron at a certain level if we could come up with a good name for him.
Got the Democrat?
Oh. You've been thinking about that, haven't you?
No! Yeah, I dropped my mic. It's on the floor, so.
Maybe we just keep workshopping it just in case. Anyway. It's a good time. If you would like to become a patron at a certain level and have Shandy come up with a super cool name for you, you can go to patreon.com/JNJack. Or go to jnjack.com and click on the Become a Patron link at the top right-hand corner of the page. It's all good. Halloween movies. As you're listening to this is literally your deadline because we are going to talk about them on the 19th. And if you tell us on the 18th, it's probably going to be too late. Listen to the other shows on the network, like the Rumblecast After Dark or the Survivor with J. Jack and Colleen show. Which is also a good time. Yeah. It's very family friendly. If you have any thoughts about the weekend, the Ted Lasso finale, blah, 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 let us know. Thebroadcasters3@gmail.com. Give us a call, 331-276-2373. This outro has lasted about 7 minutes too long, so I'm just going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week. On that note, join us on our live Zoom on the 26th. Same link as always. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.